Hello, boys, and we're live for another edition of the MMA Analysis podcast. I'm joined by the two Canadians and a prisoner.
Jay, you've been working out that lung volume. Like you definitely haven't had the COVID. I can tell because
I am. I got great genes. I am immune. I got antibodies, even though I haven't tested for the antibodies. I know if you're in prison though, tough to avoid COVID though.
Yeah,
you know,
Lance,
I was challenged to wear a do-rag on the podcast. I think JJJ, our good buddy, was the first one to ask me that, and then a couple people piled on. So I figured, maybe this is it. I think I'm looking pretty good.
I did a lot of hair.
You don't even know I'm bald. There could be a full head of hair under here.
I'm saying you should just keep this look all the time, Lance. Thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think? Does it go with? It goes with the beard too. I mean, this is this is a strong look. Yeah. I think this could be it. Now, this is just a T-shirt wrapped around my head. Sean asked me earlier, like, 'cause I was like, "How do I wear a do-rag?" And he was like, "Use a bandana." And I was like, "I'm Jewish. We don't own bandanas." And then he was like, "What about a yarmulke?" And I was like, "Jews also don't own yarmulkes." Like, that's a myth.
They usually just pick them up on their way into synagogue.
No, they just don't go to synagogue.
No,
I don't even know if synagogues are real.
Not in Tennessee.
I've never seen one.
I can't help you there. I have. Brad.
I don't believe you. Brad's never seen one either.
I've seen a mausoleum, not a synagogue though.
I've seen a museum.
There you go.
Boy, Muay Thai 23 says, "Look like you're wearing a swimming hat."
He says, "I totally have hair under there."
That's a good thing, right?
He's
Also
spelled there wrong.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, dude. That's why we can't put your tweets on the screen.
See, Derek said I look like a gangster.
I think you look like an extra on Sons of Anarchy.
Dude, like, you know, I have a UFC promo like this, shooting some doubles. Like, I might get a shot. Maybe I'll be in the Contender Series.
It might take a couple of years off, give you a chance on Contender Series.
I mean, are you seeing like fucking shoulders in here? God, are you seeing this? Huge, massive.
They're barely fitting on the
Contender
screen.
Series starting. It's gonna be
just
so much.
2 weeks,
MMA.
I think. I think 2 weeks.
I'll watch it. Will watch.
It's 4. I think it's only 4 episodes this year, Sean. They're all in August.
I mean, at that point, there's going to be hockey, basketball, and baseball happening. Are we really?
Baseball starts tomorrow.
Soccer and every other sport. Yep, that's a good thing.
It's going to be a tougher watch with what kind of other stuff is going on.
Are the Blue Jays going to play anywhere this year? Or they're going to
playing in Pittsburgh.
No,
no, it's not.
They got denied.
Pittsburgh said, "You know what? Fuck you, Canada." How's that?
Pittsburgh's like, you know what? Canada's too much of a hot spot for us to risk.
How does Pittsburgh ass taste, Canada? How does that ass taste, Canada?
Florida.
Pittsburgh ass.
That's okay. We don't want them this year.
Fair. Very fair.
You know what my favorite part of sports with no fans is? The fact that when I'm watching a lacrosse game and there's no fans in the crowd, it just looks like every other sport.
Makes you feel like you're at home.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I just enjoy there's no wooing going on in the UFC.
That's a good thing. Until they pipe in the fake
I wish
crowd
that
noise.
would. If
I don't like the
comes
fake
from this,
crowd
I hope
noise.
that dies.
For soccer, it somehow works though.
No, it's horrible. I like it with
It's fine.
No, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. The fake sound is just not something that's good.
That is very true. That is very true.
Steve Collins says you look like you sell individual cigarettes on the corner.
I know, it's on the screen.
Yeah.
It's on the screen. 135. I don't know if I can make that cut anymore.
Are you sure?
Sean's learning.
I don't know. You might have an opiate problem. It could get you down there fast.
I'm like 162, give or take. Somewhere.
Oh, I'm lighter than you right now.
Wow! Breaking news.
Yeah.
I've been the same weight for about over a decade.
That's pretty impressive.
I put on a solid 10 since quarantine. That's for sure.
I don't put on
125 now.
Yeah.
Pushing the highest I've ever been now, which was sad to say.
I don't think I could. I don't know if I could get back. I don't think I could get back down to my 125 days.
4 dripping wet, Nushan?
I'm fucking pushing 2 bills, sir.
Oh, okay. Well, it's about time. Get used to it. You're
I'm
tall
used to
fuck.
being. I was like 170 forever, like 6'4", 170.
You're gonna get older. It's gonna be even harder. So
yeah, that's fair.
I'm just all muscle. It's
You're
really
gonna
heavy.
bulk up
That's
to
why,
Lucas size soon.
I don't know what Muay Thai's talking.
He says you look like Uriah Faber's brother who gave up surfing and became a cook.
Who's his favorite brother?
Corona cut, baby.
Yeah, don't be jealous of that hair, Muay Thai. I mean, that is just disrespectful.
You guys just aren't gangster enough. I think I need my own
podcast. Come on, when you got hair like this, you gotta flaunt it.
Maybe I'll get cornrows for next week.
There you go.
I'm selling a female MMA fighter.
Be careful.
I'm selling shorts on the corner.
Said you might get in trouble for that. You better be careful.
Brad, you got to cut to at least featherweight then to be able to fight.
All right, let's talk about fights.
No weight classes after that.
What were we talking about last week?
Yeah, first fight. Oh,
I already forgot about last week.
It was 2 fat heavyweights.
Oh, that was not good.
One fight I didn't see.
Actually, the living room guy. I didn't see this, but the living room guy lost.
Bet Garage, fade living room.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Bet Garage, fade living room. So, Carlos Felipe was fighting in his living room? Is that what the story was?
Yeah.
So, living room is 0-1 in the UFC during quarantine. Garage is what, 4 or 5-0 now?
At least
4-0, I think.
Hey, Derek, I'm not 5'3". You're thinking of Brad.
Yeah.
Oh. And there's no fat on this thing. This is this is just muscle. No fat.
You're being asked how tall you are.
6'4".
That's definitely not true. You'd be looking like George Roop if that was the case.
I'm taller than Brad. Much taller than Brad.
Much shorter than
Much Jay is pushing it, Larry.
Much shorter than
Much is pushing it.
Much. Lance is definitely closer to Brad than he is to Nushan or I.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah, I would say I'm a cunt hair away from 5'8".
That sounds about right.
So 5'6.5". Okay.
No, I'm not that. No, it's
he's shorter than the average man.
Yes, but the muscles, they're everywhere.
For those asking about the Sodsman, he's doing Sodsman type things. It's still apparently.
Hopefully he can.
Apparently the sun is still out in Kentucky and he has to work to do.
I would say at this point I am 10 times more reliable than the Sodsman at this point.
In the summertime, I would say
Sodsman's had a rough couple of weeks. Sewage backups. I mean that'll kill anybody.
Yeah. I don't think it can kill anyone.
Wow, no.
Certainly smells bad.
This is definitely going to stop anybody from being on this show.
I'm tucking it under now.
There we go.
Look,
nice
see the
and tight.
button?
That is gangster. Oh shit, Lance.
Yeah. Look at that
Somebody
side
freeze
view.
frame that for future purposes.
Oh
man, can you imagine fucking with this in the street?
Where's your mixtape, bro?
Man,
I heard there's a DMX versus Snoop Dogg rap battle tonight. Lance would really enjoy that.
Never got into the old rap music.
Wow, didn't like DMX.
No surprise.
Very disgraceful.
I lived in Atlanta too. You think I'd be down for that kind of stuff.
Not as good rap. But anyway, let's heavyweight fight Spivak and Felipe.
We didn't talk about this. We talked about this already.
It's past.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
We can forget about it. It's good.
We can skip the next one where Munich lost too.
That was a fix. That was a fix.
Yeah.
One guy didn't like.
Well, obviously, the other dude, he trains in Thailand, so he was on steroids. So they should be overturning that result and refunding the money to us any day now.
Yeah, they should be
FanDuel special, baby.
They should be testing those Thailand guys like every week.
Let's go find some beer.
There
was another one on this card that won as well, but we'll.
Brad, can I have one of those? Can I have one of those sours you got? Big sour guy.
Yeah, this is delicious actually. Whitewater Brewing Company. Blood orange sour. Delicious.
Whitewater? Where's that from? Washington State?
No.
What?
We get Canadian beer from Canada.
I didn't know it was a Canadian beer.
Oh, this isn't good.
We don't even let American beer across the border anymore.
I think the fridge is broken. I think the garage fridge is broken. We had like 5 power outages today.
Better close that door and make sure shit stays cold.
It's just beer. All it is beer.
Then it's fine.
Yeah, but just close it.
Unless it's stout, you don't want it to go cold and hot.
Stinks. It must be broken because like the lights are on.
Compressor broken.
The
compressor's gone.
Needs more Freon.
It's not worth it.
Stop being broke. Stop being broke, people.
I have no beer.
Get a real beer fridge, Lance.
It's a full-size fridge.
I know. No good.
Clean up your goddamn garage while you're at it.
Jesus.
I mean, if you cleaned it up, you could at least have Glover over.
None of you guys have kids.
I don't care about that. No, it's called get a shed.
The whole fridge just smells like.
You could get a shed and just store your shit in there.
All right, next fight.
What was the next fight?
There's something back here.
Canadian guy that I told you.
Canadian journeyman.
The Canadian journeyman that I told you guys sucked.
Yeah,
and
sucks.
Out.
He did suck.
Surprise.
Oh, winter lager. That's got to be old. It's not.
Oh, that's good.
It could be worse.
It's the season for it.
It hasn't been winter in a while. Holiday porter. That's the ones I brought in accident from the garage the other day. Today's not going well.
Do we need to stick around on Amir Fugazi and Malcolm Gordon anymore?
No.
Okay.
What happened?
Brett Johns, though, that's Lance's guy. Taking
all right.
This should have been
the
Munich.
Yeah. So I think it was Jay and Newson and also Wes that laughed at me when I said Brett Johns was going to repeatedly take down and out wrestle.
That's not what you said, and that was not what was said by us. So yes,
Brad,
those are not the words.
I remember you guys saying that Montel Jackson was a better wrestler.
Yes, I said I'm betting Johns because he's going to take him down, and he's the better wrestler. And you guys laughed.
I never said those. You never said.
I bet Jackson, but I wasn't on the podcast last.
Good thing
week,
it's recorded, Jay. Good things. It was. So it was Jay and Wes.
Jay and Wes.
Mostly Jay. I think it was mostly Jay.
That's an embellishment.
If Montel Jordan did not have giant hands, like semi-Schilt-sized hands, he would be absolutely
Kawhi Leonard-sized hands.
Absolutely useless. He is terrible.
He doesn't like
terrible.
I thought he'd be better than what he is.
He's kind of like a Uriah. He's like a Uriah Hall. He doesn't want to throw punches.
No, he tries to throw punches, but he's not good at it.
He sucks.
He's just not that good.
Really, it's the only thing I got
just
right.
Underrated Johns, right?
It's really the only thing I did well on that card. Is Brett
somehow
kind of little wet fella.
I want to bet on Johns at plus 170 instead of plus 220 that he closed at.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But a winner.
Yeah.
Brett Johns landed 11 strikes in that whole fight.
Why land strikes?
That's fucking wild.
He was taking a guy down.
Yeah.
And
domination.
Don't punch him.
Why would you punch him?
Take him down. Yeah.
You're a liberal, Sean. Why would you punch somebody?
Yeah. He had his back for like half of a round on top of him.
Landed 0 strikes.
Yeah, doesn't matter. That's because all Montel Jordan wants to do when he's talking about this is how we do it, he just wants to hold your hand.
You hold your hand.
He wants to do.
This is the whole fight.
Yeah.
He did nothing.
It's true.
Yeah,
winner. All right, next. Joseph Duffy, baby.
Oh, no, before that. Oh, yeah, right. Joel, yeah. Oof.
My only bet that won this.
We love this
card.
We love this. I think why was this not a consensus? I think we all talked about this.
I didn't touch it.
I thought Duffy was going to win.
Man, he is so shot. This is like I said, this is the only bets on the whole entire card I got right. I just faded fucking Duffy and inside the distance plus 525.
There you go.
That was
not bad.
Yeah, Duffy's just so done.
H&R Duffin stuff. Yep.
He seemed like he had some skills. It just never really came together in the UFC.
At one point, he was like a good boxer.
Yeah, and then he got beat by Vic, and then that can't come back.
He had a very competitive fight with Dustin Poirier not many years ago, but several years ago, and then
he was favored in that fight.
Barely, but yes. Yep.
Thinking about that in hindsight.
Different times, different moments.
Yep.
I don't even have any booze.
Steve is asking how many Mexicans are renting space in your garage.
Several Mexicans.
He can't disclose that for tax purposes.
Yeah.
I can't believe the garage broke. The power went out like 7 times today.
You're gonna have to call.
Well, why don't you move some of your beer from the garage fridge to the real fridge?
It was hot. I mean, hot. Like I almost burned myself.
Hot beer?
What the fuck?
In there.
Yeah, it was hot. I mean, it was like
I probably unplugged that thing.
A couple of years ago, my fridge broke
like
while I was on a
degrees,
2-week vacation, and then I came back, and the whole house just smelled like there was a dead body in it. It smelled like Joe Duffy was hanging out in my house for a couple of weeks.
Nasty.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Or Joe Benavidez. Anyone named Joe, really.
Ooh, bad night for Joe's.
Yeah, I would say so. Not a bad night for Grant Dawson.
He's decent, man.
Took out Narimani by decision. This fight was never close.
He's awesome. That was another one you guys didn't. A couple people didn't love.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like Dawson.
I said I'm going to fade him at some point in the future, but I thought he was going to win here.
At some point, probably, but like
he's not a good athlete. Well. Yeah, as soon as he faces somebody that is a significantly better athlete than him, he's going to get smoked, and he's not a good athlete, so it's coming soon.
Yeah,
sure.
He's good.
Yeah, he's fine. Someone told me about Dr. Doolittle's.
I mean,
TKO.
Fade the dude that lost to Ed Herman last year. How hard is this?
Oh man, Dr. Doolittle putting in work with those knees.
Yeah,
that was a big knee. That was a scary knee.
He's Doolittle. That's what he does.
Yeah, I'll watch him again.
Another one we got wrong last week. Pantoja. I think Askarov might be pretty good.
He's so boring.
Yeah, he's another one of your boring Russians, Jay.
Talk about do nothing.
He does win fights.
I mean, sorta.
Yeah, sorta, kinda.
I mean, he's not getting a title shot if that's what he's expecting.
not next.
He's another one of those juiced up Russians training in Thailand, huh?
Is he?
Yeah.
No, not him.
He was the other one, wasn't he?
No. The other one's coming up.
Oh, I thought it was him.
No.
Did you know he won gold medal in the Deaf Olympics?
What the what Olympics?
His Wikipedia said he was in the Deaf Olympics.
I didn't know they
had.
Is
that like put on by Def Jam or something?
I think so.
Is Matt Hamill?
Maybe he won gold medal in the 2017 Deaf Olympics
for wrestling, obviously.
Yeah, freestyle wrestling. Deaf Olympics.
Steve just sent you advice on how to fix your.
There you go. Good boy, Steve. You'll have to save that.
Just helping out
in the back of your fridge. Yeah, like I'm gonna first of all, Steve, I'm rich. What you just described is not something rich people.
He has no idea how to fix anything in his house.
You know what rich people do? They pay someone to take the fridge away, and then they buy a new fridge and have someone set it up.
It takes time though. If you're thirsty, well,
I have a fridge. That's the backup fridge.
Yeah.
Apparently, your beer's not is backup quality only.
Well, so the champagne is ruined.
Yeah, pretty much. You have to deal with that. No champagne for you tonight.
I got nothing to drink.
So see, this is what happens.
How are you going to put up with us for the next hour and a half?
It's upstairs. I don't feel like going to get it. I only have one bottle left. I mean, quarantine.
God damn, Lions. Figure it out.
I got some bourbon.
2020 is rough, man.
I'm not a bourbon guy.
You are tonight.
Yeah, it's time to drink it.
I don't think I can ever be a bourbon guy unless I had unless I had some bitters and an orange peel.
Now you're getting fancy.
I don't have either of those.
More rich people talk.
Yeah.
You don't like old fashions?
Yeah, not really.
I usually use rye. I like rye old fashions.
I don't think I've ever owned bitters.
Yeah,
no one has.
Yeah,
only bars can get them.
I got a buddy. I got bitters. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah. Bitters is great. It's tremendous. I don't know why we don't have it in our house. Most people should.
Yeah.
Little rye, little bitters, little orange peel. Done. Old fashioned. Super easy. But you can't do old fashioned with like a bunch of ice cubes. Like it has to be one big ice cube. Like if you go to a bar and they give you an old fashioned with a bunch of ice cubes, you just hand it back. You got to have the big cube.
Yeah, that's part of it. Knee bar in 2020 MMA?
Sitting on somebody's stomach.
This was the perfect example of
MMA.
Somebody who doesn't know how to do a submission, who just yanked on something as hard as they could.
And it worked.
Yeah,
fighting a shitty enough person to work.
Yeah, it also like really seemed to hurt somebody more than necessary. So
I could be convinced that shitty Brazilian MMA is worse than shitty American MMA.
That's just shitty WMMA, sir.
It depends where in America the shitty MMA is happening. Is it like shitty Midwest MMA?
I don't know. I've never seen someone yank on a leg. Oh, I got a knee bar in America before.
She looked confused when she was doing it. She was like, "Oh,"
and the other girl's like, "Wait a second, I got a tap."
Do I just? It looks like I can just pull on this.
That shit worked.
She absolutely had no clue what she was doing.
And right before that, the announcer was like, before the announcer, I forget who it was. It was Bisbing or whoever. It was like, she just put herself in a calf slicer.
Yeah.
And she's got the knee bar. I was like, that is the perfect just play-by-play.
Well, that wasn't the only Mookie submission.
Moving on.
We'll get to that. Mark Diakiese. Fizzy Meister.
Emeev is a lot better than what I remembered. This is the other guy that trains in Thailand, Brad. That's probably juiced out of his mind and fights pretty well.
I thought Askarov was too for some reason.
He may have. I just know that Fiziev for sure is.
I whiffed all over this card. Just all over it. I whiffs everywhere. I
laid it on Diakiese.
Same here.
Yeah. So many whiffs. I still don't think this guy's good. I don't know.
I mean, he looks all right.
He looked good against a decent striker.
Diakiese basically struggles anytime he doesn't win in the first 2 minutes.
And he struggles pressuring him too.
Yeah, when he can't just take people down, which is a bad place to be when you're British. So
yeah, that's true.
Or just have a really low volume striking fight. That's what he likes.
Yeah,
slow,
he doesn't like the pressure,
right, but
no,
pressure is not good.
It was a fun fight though.
Oh yeah,
it was fun. It was certainly better.
Money.
Certainly better than the co-main event.
Fuck's sakes.
When Kelvin tossed him on his head, like the absolute goof that he is, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be so easy."
I know. I was thinking that, and I was like, "All right."
And then he went for the first leg lock, and he got out, and I'm like, "Yep, got it, nailed it." And then he stuck his leg back in there for another one.
How do you get leg locked by a guy who doesn't do leg locks, who's not a great submission artist? Like he's a opportunist submission guy. Like if it's there, he'll grab a neck.
Well,
you know, like anyone can do a rear. Anyone has a rear naked choke and a guillotine, right? Like I didn't think a heel hook was in the cards, or even like an arm bar or anything like that. It's like if he was going to finish in the ground, he beats him up and grabs the neck.
Arm triangle, something like that.
You know, as it's happening, I was like, this is a fitting end to my night.
If you met Jack Hermanson and thought the fight was going to play out like this, you are 100% bullshit.
No, nobody could have expected this. Like, I mean, people that were on Hermanson, I'm sure they thought he was going to be out to out wrestle him and get a submission, but
instead he got tossed.
He got fucking tossed by a fucking blown.
He got tossed by a midget.
Yeah, this is a pretty big fuck up by Gastelum. I was on him big and was very disappointed. I think he just didn't think that Hermanson could get that knee bar or whatever the fuck it was, the heel hook, and he just didn't respect it at all.
I thought he looked good more in shape than I still think like it's laughable this guy fights in that weight class.
Yeah,
because he refuses to cut weight or diet, or he's so small. And I thought, the fact that he got to a title shot in this weight class and almost won the belt is.
You could say the same about Whittaker. Whittaker was a welterweight.
I don't think you can say the same thing about Whittaker.
Yeah, you can.
Whittaker's not small for his weight class.
Yeah, he actually is. He bulked up though. Gastelum's
Gastelum's like 5'6", and he is fat.
Cormier could be light heavyweight too, and was.
Heavyweight and light heavyweight is different, though.
Yeah, that's
a shit show.
He didn't fight he was done with light heavyweight because of bones, and he lost the belt and all that stuff. But when you look, you can't compare a Whittaker going up to a Gustafsson. Gustafsson went up because he literally refused to cut weight, and he's fat. And even when he's in shape at 185, you're like, what is this guy? Is he a penguin? Like, I don't know what's going on with him. When you look at Whittaker, he went up in weight, and he looked like a 185 pounder. He was big, he was shredded, he was strong. Kelvin looked like a fat guy, even when he's in shape at 185.
And Whittaker also fought at 85 before he went down.
Yeah. Jay, that was the worst comparison I've literally ever heard. May God have mercy on you. I'm trying to think of something worse.
Yeah, just depressing, because I think that was still a pretty good matchup. We saw early on that Hermanson got tossed.
Hermanson luck boxed a submission. Let's be honest here. I mean,
Kelvin fighting at 185 is like when BJ Penn went up to 205 to fight Machida.
See, that would have been a real one, Jay. Not a guy who went up to 85 and looked the same as everyone else and won a belt. BJ fighting Machida.
Oh, that was terrible.
That's what it was.
I was rattled after that loss, and of course chased on the next fight in the dumbest way possible.
Nope.
Joe B he just washed.
Flyweight.
He's not washed. It's just,
All right, he's done. I'll say
guys.
He's done. Yeah.
He's done.
Yep. Flaggerado.
Sad.
This could have been good. If this round actually made it to the bell, how would you have scored the round?
10-7.
Yeah.
A lot to a little.
Is there a 10-6 possibility?
No.
There's
probably not even a 10-7 one.
They probably would have. They probably would have been
10-9.
In your, it's a clear. I agree. I think it's a. I don't know how you can't say it's 10-7. He basically knocked him out 3 times.
Figueiredo hit him literally with damn near every shot that he threw. He went 35 for 40.
He has
literally anytime he threw, he landed and fucking stunned.
Well, the funny thing is, after that first onslaught, I was just thinking, all right, because I was rooting for Joe B, right? And I was like, all right, survive this. Maybe he emptied the tank. Like he's not a guy with crazy cardio. I'm like, get to a third round after this onslaught. How many punches he threw and everything else, but he never recovered. Like he was throwing combinations, but you were just waiting for him to go down again. He could not move out of the way of a shot. He could not block a shot. And I think that, outside of skill and everything else, Joe's always dealt with this, the physicality of MMA sometimes when he's fighting some of these guys that are just bigger, stronger. He's small.
I think Figueiredo just has his number. The way the way his game is with his offense, comes ahead and throws, and Joe B can't get out of the way, and he doesn't have the power to, I think, give any hesitation to a guy like Figueiredo.
Figueiredo's so big too.
Figueiredo had zero to fear in this fight. No. When you have nothing to fear from your opponent, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, like if you're a guy with big power and you're not worried about another guy's power, and you're not that worried about getting taken down, because I think he knew he could stop Joe B's shots, just especially when he was fresh.
Or just get up right away, because it's hard to hold people down at 25.
It is.
Yeah. No one's able to do it, really, it seems. Other than Cejudo was, but that's about it.
Yeah, I wish, part of me wishes Cejudo said, fuck it, I'm bored, and comes back, because, like, that's a fight I'd want to see. Like, that's a fight you want to see.
Yeah, why not?
It's just Cejudo will never go down to 25 because it is not worth his time, and Figueiredo has no name, so he's not going to do it.
I don't disagree with you.
Figueiredo should be the kind of guy that ends up getting a name, just because
he's going to fucking murder people.
Well, he's going to murder people, and he's fun, and, like, dresses ridicutelly, and, like, cooks sushi, and, like, all sorts of weird shit. But
it's what Dana kind of wants for that weight class. He's hoping that there's like a knockout artist.
There's a finisher,
finisher.
Does he speak English? Eliminated from popularity.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
But they still like, right?
They still like
Aldo
Brazilians.
should have been like the biggest dude in the sport and one of the most popular guys ever. If you don't speak English, it's honestly hard to get. It's hard to get big in this sport if you don't speak English.
That's where the pay-per-views come from. It's North America.
America.
Yep.
And it's even better than if you speak English. If you speak English with an accent,
People
like
love
GSP, McGregor,
even Khabib,
Diaz,
right?
Like Lesnar.
Well, yeah, even Khabib, right? Khabib doesn't, he's not the best English speaker, but when he speaks, people love when Khabib started talking, and
he
knows
what to say.
He knows how to talk trash.
Anderson Silva is really the only guy I can think of that got to that, super top echelon level without really speaking English.
But he had
he didn't really.
Things. He's like his cryptic commentary and whatever else.
Yeah. I mean, he never really sold
it never happened until he fought Chael.
And he was still like a
Chael. Yeah.
But he fought like a showman though, which obviously certainly
he was
learned to
he was a rare one. That's for sure.
Makes sense.
All right. That's enough of that.
Yeah. Let's go to the card.
Yeah, that was depressing. I think that was depressing for everyone on this show.
I only lost like 3.5 units, but it felt like a lot. It's been my first losing card since I came back to actually paying attention to this shit.
Yeah, I've been on a run lately. I was due for something just ferocious. Just taking all your money. So. All right, well, we got
15 fights.
God, 15.
How many of these actually happen?
Probably 14.
No.
Yeah,
how many of these fights could drop off the card and you wouldn't even notice?
Half of them.
4.
4. I don't even know half the guys.
I'd probably put it at 5 or 6.
I'm lucky that a lot of these guys came up through like Cage Warriors and stuff. That's the only reason that I know who half of them are.
Damn, Bear Jew's up to minus 140 on my book.
God damn.
Uh-oh.
Who's minus 140?
Lance.
Uh-oh.
I'll bet.
Getting a little too rich.
First of all, free money is free money. I'll just play him inside the distance. What am I saying? He's not winning decisions.
No.
Isn't the sub prop out yet?
I don't know. Not on my bookie.
Not there.
Anyway, let's maybe talk about a couple fights.
Yeah, let's do that.
Wood is taking on John Castañeda. Who is this guy?
Castañeda's?
Plus 170 on the Bear Jew sub, Brad.
Inside's like plus 130. He might knock this guy out, actually.
Does anyone know anything about Castañeda?
He's been around for a long time. Like, way too long.
Maxi.
Way too long to be making his UFC debut. Kind of like Malcolm Gordon last week. He's I'm
gonna bet this fight.
Is he gonna serenade us with his presence?
Man, he fought on the Contender Series and won, but it was obviously boring because he never got a shot. He fought for Kombache forever. He's been around for a while. He debuted in 2012.
Have any of you actually watched the Kombache card?
Nope.
So
I saw a recent one.
So he's lost 2 of his last 3, and he's moving on to face it. Yeah,
to face a pretty good prospect.
So I was circling here. Nathaniel Wood inside the distance was like minus 110 or something like that.
I made a stupid parlay earlier this week of a bunch of props, and I got Wood inside at plus 110 along with some other stuff.
Yeah, I like Wood inside. He's finished his last 8 straight. He's finished his last 8 fights, and he's a minus 500 favorite here. I mean, I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the Sexy Maxi has only been finished 1 time in 21 fights, but
that's his nickname.
Yeah, but but Wood's been subbing guys. Like, he can take him down and sub him.
Yeah, he should choke him out, but
all right,
I'll pick him.
Ramazan Emeev, pretty decent fighter, taking on.
No, he's not. He's boring as fuck, Jay.
He's pretty boring.
That doesn't
boring as fuck. No, it does. It does.
He's taking on. I don't even know who he's taking on.
I don't even know this guy.
It's a German.
Nicholas Stolze.
The Green Mask.
That's his nickname?
The Green Mask.
How does that happen? What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Nobody does.
I got nothing.
This guy hasn't fought in over a year, but he's all of a sudden in the UFC. I don't know.
Well, everybody wants to fight, Sean.
Yeah, Fight Island. Everybody wants a free flight to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, everybody wants to go there. Yeah, Emeev should be good. He just fucking never throws, and he doesn't have finishing power, which is not great. So, but against this guy, he should beat him. I just can't seem to care.
Okay, so in 2017, this guy lost to something called Chris Stringer on a Bama card, and Chris Stringer had an illustrious 11-12-1 record at the time.
Ooh, that's not a good look.
Yeah,
these prelims are so exciting. I'm going to check out the fridge while we're talking about it.
Good call.
Nice.
Good call.
Unscrew the back and get the vacuum out and clear it up.
Man, Emeev's got no power, but him inside the distance is like.
How do I know if it's getting cold?
He's not a knockout artist.
I know, but this guy's fucking terrible, and him inside is plus 350.
What's the decision prop?
Oh, it's probably juiced.
I was thinking sort of the same thing. Like, this guy's never been finished, but if you're losing to 11 and 12 guys, somebody like this,
it's minus 170.
Either he's going to blow the dude out, or he's just going to confirm that he's another boring fucking Russian that Jay loves.
Yeah, I mean, Emeev had a bunch of finishes before he came to the UFC.
Yeah, against this level of guy.
So he should finish this guy. Plus 353 is not bad. I might sprinkle on that.
Yeah. At the same time, he lost to Tony Martin.
He did. Not a great fight. It was a somewhat
Don't worry,
close
guys.
fight,
I'm still here.
That's not a good sign.
All right. Appreciate you.
You hooking up the vacuum, or what are you doing?
I'm unplugging the fridge.
That's a good call.
That might be
a fire hazard.
You have to talk to Steve offline.
You should unplug it and probably, like, if it's not working, maybe open it.
Open
it? Let it sit open so it can air out.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You don't want that smell.
No, I'll just deal with it later.
That's the spirit.
Well, there's not food in it. There's no food.
Jay,
I know, but
we're moving on to a margarita ghost.
Maybe it's maybe it is
Okay,
working out because it was making noises and the lights were on.
Does it feel cold anyway?
No.
Can we talk about the Betchy one?
It's not working.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel cold. Not even in the freezer. So
is there many beers that have this? Have you guys seen many beers that are opens like completely? Like
no, that's a crowler. Isn't that a crowler?
It's just a regular ass.
It looks like a crowler. That's how they set up crowlers, though.
All right, I unplugged
Alberta Genuine Draft.
It's pretty trashy.
EGD sounds like
it.
Yeah,
you guys got any bitters I could borrow?
No.
I'll try and send some along with some sours through the computer to you.
I feel really ripped off today.
Yeah. Well,
get your shit together, Lance. Come
that's
on.
like being a Jew.
I know. I tried to go to the gas station and I didn't.
We have a women's fight.
Oh,
you guys talk amongst yourself.
The goat.
Over.
The Betchy one.
The over 2.5 is minus 450.
I got some tea.
Wow.
There you go.
That's a number, all right.
Over 1.5 is minus 833.
Wow.
Nailed it.
I'm gonna play the under. Oh, what is this? What is this? What is this?
You found a beer that works? What
Why
is
didn't
that?
you grab some?
Ranger.
Oh, there you go. Why didn't you grab some beer out of the warm fridge and put it in the cold fridge?
Because I think it's too late.
He's just bailing all the beer on there.
Put it in the freezer.
Tomorrow, if I have a break in meetings, I'm going to just throw everything in that fridge out.
There you go.
Including the fridge. Can I pick up in a giant fridge and put it in the trash can?
Man, I guess you can.
So, Jay, I heard you say before the podcast that Betchy's gonna jiggle that ass to victory in this one.
I think so. Why not?
Because she sucks at fighting and she loses all her
better
fights.
than this other girl. She throws harder. She strikes better.
But she's gonna get held against the cage for 15 minutes.
But she's used to that. She knows how to handle being against the wall.
Jay, why would you
and losing?
Why would you put your money on her? There's 15 fights, and you're like, I need action on Betts Correia.
I didn't say I was going to, but I think she's going to win.
I'm not even a big IPA guy.
Fair enough.
But the only other thing I saw in
plus
there,
245 last time against Eubanks and won. That was amazing.
That's true. If she beat Eubanks, she can't beat this girl.
Probably not.
No. I think she can.
I don't know who this girl is, so I can't
don't
care.
Yeah, not
all I can say is I don't care.
Yeah. Let's move on.
If I watch this fight, I'm gonna have to not watch some fights later on that might actually be good.
Tanner Boser, Canadian pound for pound number 9.
6.
No, he moved up after that last performance, Jay.
That was a big win.
I think
he's taking on another Pessoa. Like, really? Who is this one?
Wasn't there one that fought a couple weeks ago that subbed that guy that I bet on? This isn't that one.
That's the same guy, isn't it?
No, I looked up this guy. He was different because I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bet this guy." Maybe they're brothers.
I'm so confused.
This guy fought
Jeff Hughes.
Yeah, Midwest Jeff Hughes. Midwest Jeff.
Him?
Yes, he did.
Oh,
surprisingly.
Decision. Terrible.
Brad, do you got this one?
I kind of think that Boser's gonna get another knockout in this one, even though he's kind of a decision dude.
Brad,
but
fire.
I don't know. I just think that we've got another heavyweight over that's at 2.5 rounds. And if Boser comes in again around like 235, when he was in shape, he was actually moving pretty good and looking pretty decent. So I definitely think he wins. He's a much more athletic guy than this tub of goo that he's fighting. But yeah, can't bet a fatties because it's a 2.5. Might have to reverse it, and I think that Boser gets a little knockout again. Yeah, and he had that whole thing about like cyberbullying some douchebag online recently, and that was pretty cool. So, I'm becoming a fan. Tanner Boser, if he wins this, Canadian pound for pound number 3, baby.
Wow,
he's getting up there. He's climbing the ranks.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that's the way to play this. If you're going to play this, probably reverse fatties. Laying that kind of juice on a guy like Boser is pretty sketchy. Heavyweight's trash, so who knows what can happen. I'll pick Boser and would play reverse fatties if I wanted money on this fight, but that's not going to happen.
Lance, do you have anything to add on this one?
No.
Neither do I.
Nope. Nothing
to say. Movie star.
I
think movie star Evloev taking on a Grundy brother. I don't know. Does anyone care about this? There's too many fights.
This is actually like a good fight.
This one's gonna be good.
This sucks.
This is Mike Grundy, born on a Monday.
Who's Mike Grundy? I've heard the name.
British. He's a British dude that shockingly
doesn't he have a mullet?
Can almost wrestle.
Almost, not really. He's more accolades than fucking real wrestling.
He can almost. Lance, he had a bronze in the Commonwealth Games.
The Commonwealth Games.
That means he lost to some like Canadians and maybe an Indian dude.
Yeah, but he didn't even place in the Deaf Olympics.
Yes, unfortunately, he couldn't qualify.
I think Mike Grundy would have a better shot in this fight.
Are you sure?
I mean,
is he the One America supporter?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, he is. He's got a mullet, so that was pretty much, we knew. Like, that wasn't shocking.
Jay, I'm surprised you're not all over this one. You love Russians.
Yeah, but that's what I normally do. I mean, I'm not excited to talk about it.
That boring.
He does some cool stuff from time to time.
I'm betting the boring Russian.
He also can't finish anybody.
Didn't he out-wrestle Barzola pretty easily?
No,
it was a striking fight for the most part, and it was a
pretty good win.
He could have lost.
It was a coin flip decision. He easily could have lost as a
I don't remember that being a coin flip.
I watched it recently because I never saw it the first time, and he could have lost that fight.
He definitely could have lost that, and I was on him in that fight, and I had a pretty clenched butthole.
When do you not?
I mean, when he's fighting, he's good. I think he has good enough wrestling that Grundy's it's gonna stay on the feet, and I think he's the better striker. I put him
I don't think
in a parlay.
He's got 3 punches. He's got a jab, like shitty overhand right, and like a right shovel uppercut, and that's it that he has on the feet. But he's going to throw so much more than Grundy that he's going to win a decision.
And it works. I mean, against these guys, those 3 strikes work, especially against a guy like Mike Grundy. I mean, he got rocked by Narimani before he was able to get the finish there. He's not very good, and Evloev can stuff that takedown, or even if he gets taken down, he'll be able to get up, and he might even be able to out wrestle and get on top of Grundy. So I like him. I put him in a 2-unit parlay.
Who is it with?
Yep.
I'll tell you later.
Minus 200 now. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Still gonna win.
Yeah, I came down. I got a bad price. It was down to like minus 185, I think, earlier, or like yesterday or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Grundy's not good.
And he hasn't fought. He's fought like once in the past 3 years or something.
Yeah, he fought Narimani in March 2019. Before that, he didn't fight.
Apparently, some guy
17.
From Die Hard MMA is saying Grundy all day is a better wrestler, world champion wrestler in 2009, and a bronze medalist in 2014.
That was the Commonwealth,
they don't even wrestle for third. The 2 guys that lose in the semis, they're just given a fucking bronze. He tied.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
To give out 4 medals?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not how we do things in America.
No, that's why it's the Commonwealth Games. It's pretty participation.
Speaking of guys who haven't fought in a while, Jay.
Who do we got next? Who the hell is Aspinall?
He's not
Collier.
terrible. He's not terrible, but Jake Collier.
Oh my goodness!
UFC middleweight from like 2015 is back at heavyweight.
That is something.
There's a green screen feature.
There is.
What's going on? I don't know.
It doesn't really work that well. You actually need a green screen with this. It's not like fucking Zoom and stuff like that.
I look like Iron Man.
You are. You wish. Iron Man had hair.
This card's awesome.
We can't call Commonwealth Games a
Who the fuck is Tom Aspinall? Like, is Cage Warrior still anything halfway decent? Like, what kind of tier are they?
It is. Cage Warriors isn't bad.
For this weight class, heavyweights?
For heavyweights, he's got pretty decent hands.
7-2, huh?
Originally, one of his losses is a DQ, and one of his losses is just like super early in his career. So take the 7-2 with a grain of salt. But I think that Aspinall is gonna get him out of there real quick. So I think I saw the inside the distance at like even money. TKO's at even money now, and inside the distance has a little bit of juice. But I'd almost look at Aspinall round 1 because Collier is a middleweight who was bad at middleweight, and now he's at heavyweight. He's going to get knocked out.
+225.
There you go.
Do you guys like my new background? I'm half man, half brick.
You're in the Matrix.
I mean, Brad, his last win was against something called Mikel Ben Hamuda, and the guy was 2-0. I can't be good.
There's sometimes where, like, Jake Collier hasn't fought anybody in forever, so there's that. But there's sometimes where you just have to like look at guys and see if they can do things decently. And Aspinall's a big dude that has pretty decent hands, and I think he lands on Collier. He's like 6'5", decent reach. He can throw hands. He'll be fine here. Parlay him if you want.
There we go.
Nushan, you got anything for us? Or
I got
are we going to the ghost?
Is the ghost? What's the ghost got on this fight?
I'm not familiar with these fellas, but
that's fair. Well, you know who Jake Collier is, but
I'll take.
I do. I thought he died.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't fought since 2017.
He has some skill, though.
Jake Collier.
I'm gonna pick him. I'm not gonna bet him. How about that? I'm picking him.
Crazy. Sure. We don't track picks, so that means absolutely nothing.
That means nothing. I'm just like every other person.
That'd be like me saying you can see my hands, but I've got my thumb up my ass right now. So
it's a little different. Nice house, Lance.
Fucking Lance.
It's a ski lodge in Aspen. The people that are listening on
the home of Tom
right now have
Aspinall.
absolutely no clue what's going on.
Brad, it's the home of Tom Aspinall.
Oh, he also trains with like Grundy and Till and all those guys. So they've all at least had training partners.
Problem is they may all lose.
Unlike Jake Collier, who, they are. I mean, they're going to go 1-2 on this card. Spoiler alert. But yeah, we'll see. Moving on.
Yes, Nicholas Dalby taking on the return of Nicholas Dalby taking on the body snatcher Jesse Ronson. Is that his nickname? I think I made that up.
No,
that's his name, right?
It is.
Yeah. Yep. I thought it was the body catcher, but then I was like, oh, it's snatcher.
I mean, Superman catches bodies.
Yeah.
Fighters snatch bodies. Jay.
But is Ronson a fighter though?
Not a good one.
You shouldn't talk about a fellow Canadian like that. It's really
a rough fucking lineup in the UFC. He fought Tractor Prazeres, Grandpa Trinaldo, and Kevin Lee back to back, and lost split decisions in all three of them.
And
that is fucking brutal.
Another split decision here.
That poor bastard.
How bad? Like I remember seeing the Dalby Howboy fight. How bad was the stand-up that allowed Dalby to win that fight?
So bad.
Like Howboy had him on his back and was like dropping bombs on him, and the ref was just like, no, we're gonna bring this up.
Stand him up.
This is Rings Holland level stuff here, and
fucking brutal.
Yeah, that was it was just gross. Anyways, Dalby probably wins this fight, but Ronson's better than, like, what is he? +2 something? +220 right now. Dalby shouldn't be -260 here.
Agreed.
Yep. But I don't think I'm betting it because I have other spots in the card, but I'll pick Ronson.
Okay. Lance?
How do you guys like my background?
It broke Sean.
Sean.
Oh, there he is.
God damn.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I clicked a button on my mouse and I was fucking gone.
You look like the devil.
This is a picture of hell, and these are people jumping in because they had to watch the card.
This card?
Yep.
This is the prelims. This is the prelims.
This literally is the worst prelims ever, and there's like 17 fights on it. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
Probably it's gonna be entertaining. You know how this game always works.
Dalby wins a close fight, not betting it, and welcome to hell.
Split decision.
This is a sweet picture. What should I do next?
I mean, Dalby shouldn't be favored like 2.5 to 1 over anybody, but I mean, he's much bigger than a lightweight. So,
yes,
yeah. All right. Prelim main event, I guess. At least we got old man Trinaldo, Grandpa.
Ooh.
Taking on someone called Jai Herbert, or is it A Bear? Brad, correct me.
He's British, so it's Herbert for sure.
Herbert.
Okay, Herbert.
Yeah.
All right, Brad.
Herbert.
This guy is supposed to be a kickboxer, but anytime that his opponent doesn't just like back up to the cage and let him throw whatever he wants, he doesn't really know what to do. I've seen a couple of his fights where he's had to grapple against shitty guys that shouldn't be able to strike with him at all and resort to that in order to win fights. And there you go. And I'm pretty sure that Grandpa Trinaldo is not going to be scared of some British dude. So Grandpa Trinaldo here. This line is dropping, and we always seem to get pretty good lines on Grandpa Trinaldo. I think he's been a pretty decent money train for a few of us. Not all of us, because some people just aren't believers. But he's been a pretty good money train for a few of us over the past couple of years. So I think the grandpa gets another win here, probably a decision. And yeah, let's take another one to the bank. Minus 140. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's crazy. I like Grandpa Trinaldo here. On the feet, I think I think he can hold his own. He's a much more powerful guy, I think. But I think he can take Herbert down when he wants to and smash him on the ground and possibly even grab a sub like an arm triangle or something like that. Grandpa Trinaldo's got the old man strength and he's able to use it to his advantage quite a bit, whether it's holding guys up against the fence or taking them down against the fence. He's got a pretty good game for an old bastard. So I took him for 2 units at minus 150. I'm really surprised that it's coming down because I think he's smart enough to be able to take it down to the ground if it gets a little too crazy on the feet. And at that point, Herbert's kind of fucked.
Where does the do-rag go?
Oh,
I took it off about an hour ago.
I know, but I felt like asking about it now.
Yeah, but we got Bear Jew shit going on.
You like the grandpa or what?
Yeah, I like Trinaldo here. I don't know enough if I'm going to bet it or not. We'll see if the line comes down a little bit. I put it as a maybe. Eventually, he's just going to break. Like, he's just going to break in the middle of the fight. And
bro, they're not even testing anymore.
It's going to be against somebody that actually grapples, though.
Yeah. Maybe, or someone that just hits him in the face.
Yeah. I don't think so.
He doesn't get fucked up. Like, I mean...
Rarely.
He's so old, though.
Yeah, but he just bodies people, man. He was able to take Bobby Green down and do some work.
He's Brazilian, but he's like Cuban old.
Yeah, he should be from Cuba. I mean, he won that Alex Hernandez fight. That was fucking garbage. And that's a guy that's
all right for
young, athletic guy.
People that complain about that decision, literally nothing happened for 15 minutes. Neither guy punched each other. Nothing happened.
Did a little bit more.
He did nothing. They both did nothing. You can't complain about that decision. Literally,
that's a bad
both
decision.
Guys.
That's a Texas decision.
No, it wasn't. They didn't punch each other for 15 minutes. You cannot complain about a decision when you did not grapple, nor did you punch.
Nothing happens.
There's nothing to complain about.
It's like the Nagano Derek Lewis fight. No one, whatever happens because nothing happened. That's right.
All right.
Hey Jay, are you happy about the Red Bulls?
I hope they fire their coach. I've been waiting for it for a year.
Well, they're not going to the knockout round, so congratulations on your free time.
Oh, 2 regular season losses doesn't make me happy either. But yeah, what else is new? It's not good. They're not playing well. They have no forwards. They've spent no money. They got to sell the team. Red Bull.
Jay, you got anything on the grandpa? We're gonna
I'm like Lance. I'd be kind of hesitant and nervous just because Grandpa's like 40, and at some 41. Point, I feel like this is gonna be every Grandpa fight moving forward. Is that you're gonna be nervous he's gonna lose every single time? Like you're never gonna be confident because you think he can
last
lose.
Time. What the fuck are we doing here?
Did he?
Did he
against John McDessie?
Yeah, and he beat Bobby Green easily as well. Like these are close.
This dude
fights.
is basically British John McDessie, and he's minus 140.
They cannot be the same exact way. McDessie doesn't throw a punch until someone throws a punch at him first.
I'm not saying he's going to lose. I'm saying
I'll probably a good counter striker. That's all he does.
I'm saying I'll probably bet him, but I'm worried about doing so.
There's a lot of worry.
He's 30-27 multiple guys in the last 2 fights.
Do you guys
doesn't mean he's not old.
Money betting? Jeez. You lose on one card and you get all gun shy.
This card just sucks so bad. Everything I like is like a minus 130,
Can
minus
we forget
140.
about the preliminary?
Just fucking lay it, Lance. Don't be scared.
Can we forget about the prelim card and talk about a main card? Actually, we're talking
about Reese Mckee.
Prospect. It starts off with prospect Reese Mckee taking on the return of Hazmat.
I don't know who that is.
Danger.
Reese Mckee's top level guy.
Yep. And
his nickname is Skeletor.
Hazmat dominated John Phillips, and now he's minus 1,200.
I mean, he is facing a guy from Northern Ireland. He probably is going to wrestle him to death.
People think McKee's a pretty good prospect. I don't know about that. But
he's
Hazmat called the dude last week, and now he's fighting again this week. Would this be the record? I think for wins. I guess how could it be less? It's 1 week.
Yeah, I think the previous is 2 weeks. So
I thought Chad Skelly did it on a week.
Yeah, but
except for every person in the world that has won multiple fights in a night in a tournament, because MMA used to be better.
Those were different days, Brad.
Yeah, that used to be
better.
They're
also facing another guy that fought that night. Yeah, a little different. But
so he's going to win Chimaev round 2 at plus 275 for half a unit. I think Mckee can stay in there for a round, and then Chimaev will probably.
We'll see about that.
I haven't looked at the deep props at this point.
You got to go deep, Brad, on this one.
Deep state props. Yeah.
575. Where'd you get that?
No, 275. No, it's not.
So Skelly.
Oh, I see. I see.
Skelly did win both his. Skelly did win both his fights, Sean. It was just more than 7 days.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It was August 23rd and September 5th.
So 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So this will be 1 week.
This will be 10 days.
And I think Donald Cerrone might have done it at one point. 2 weeks.
I do not.
I think so. Felder did a 2 weeks at one point. There's been a couple guys that have done 2 weeks.
Oh, didn't Tito do one really quick when he beat Bader and then got destroyed by Rashad?
Yeah, but
he didn't win the second one.
No, but he tried to, and that's all that matters.
It's hard. Yeah. My boy, Cowboy, father of many.
Of 10. He thought he was going to have twins and it was going to be 11, but it was only one. So
that's why alimony lawyers are very important.
How'd they get that wrong?
It's
fucking
weird.
Brazil, man.
You
got twins. Oh, just kidding.
One absorbed the other.
Just kidding. Somebody stole one of them.
We sold the other one.
Well, he's taking on Peter. He's taking on Peter Sobotta, which I guess is kind of like a middle of the road welterweight fight.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. I mean, for a second fight of 7 on a main card, I guess it's pretty good. Brad, tell me why you're gonna like Peter Sobotta here, because I know you are.
I'm not gonna bet Peter Sobotta, but Peter Sobotta is always better than you think Peter Sobotta is.
I've bet him a bunch. I get that.
He's not bad at all. He can
he's got a decent kicking game. He's got a good ground game. Like, he's got a lot of the things that can give Cowboy some trouble. But at some point, there's just going to be too much activity from Cowboy. And he's going to probably win a decision here because Sobotta is kind of tough to put away. I know that they tried to make referee Leon Roberts look good, and they gave him the stoppage with like 1 second left in Sobotta's last fight, which was forever ago, by the way. But that doesn't matter. We know that referee Leon Roberts is not a good fighter. And they keep trying to tell me that there's like a different Leon who's actually a fighter, but I don't believe them because I've only ever seen Leon Roberts ref fights terribly.
I'm talking about Edmund's brother, Shabazian.
What?
I thought you were talking about Edmund Shabazian's brother, Leon.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
What's a Leon Shabazian?
He's brother of Edmund Shabazian.
A much shittier version of Edmund.
Either way, Cowboy is probably going to win this fight, but it's going to be close. The line is pretty low. I can see why people would be tempted to parlay it and stuff, but I'm going to stay away from this one because I give a little respect to Peter Sobotta.
Steve, stop mentioning soccer in this chat. I'm already annoyed. James, I can't answer your question about Wes and Mike Perry. I guess it's possible Wes could have seen Mike Perry earlier today. I mean, I don't know. Wouldn't surprise me. Deep state, you know. Where were we? New Sean?
Yeah, I like Cowboy here.
It's Cowboy. Stop calling him Cowboy. It's Cowboy.
It's Cowboy. I said Cowboy. It's kind of dicey betting on Cowboy just because weird shit tends to happen in his fights. Sometimes he makes very boneheaded
in his life
and in his life and in his fighting career. It's also kind of a fade on Peter Sobotta. He hasn't fought in almost 2.5 years. He's pretty low volume. Cowboy's going to bring it to him, and I think that'll be just too much for Sobotta. I don't know if Cowboy will finish, but I think he'll win a somewhat wide decision. So I put him in a parlay with Evloev, 2 units plus 125.
Evolve.
Lance, please tell me you're betting Cowboy. Come on.
Yeah, I'll be betting Cowboy here.
Damn right.
I mean, Sobotta hasn't fought in 2.5 years, and I'm also kind of surprised. I thought didn't Cowboy like kill a bunch of people or rape a bunch of people? He got arrested for some crazy shit.
He had consensual sex with a lot of people and made lots of babies.
No, he got in some trouble.
Yeah, he got in some real trouble where I was like, I read the article and I was like, he's never going to fight again. And then it was like, he had a fight. Someone look this up.
Let me see if I can find some news.
All right.
You know what happened, Lance, is he made babies with his court case. And then it went away.
It was an assault. He beat up his wife.
He got wasted.
Beat up one of his wives.
No, he got in an altercation with a security guard at a party. Then he goes home where he allegedly assaulted his wife.
Which one?
He fled the scene on a motorcycle with his baby daughter.
Oh, so he got hammered. Then dropped the baby off 5-month-old on a motorcycle.
At his other wife.
And then he beat up the other wife.
How is there not a reality? Yeah.
And then Dana was like, "You want to be a fucking fighter?" And then he fought. And
it's Brazil, so
wait, this was the beginning of his career, or is this like
this was
in 2019. This was like a year ago.
This was recent.
I feel like a reality show of Cowboy's life would be incredible television. Like this, it has to be good. I mean, he's got he's got all his wives on the same street. His kids are in different houses. It's incredible.
It's like Sister Wives.
Brazilian edition. Sister Wives Brazil.
I don't know what that is. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
God,
that's
but I like him here to put the pressure on, keep moving forward, land the better shots. I do think he gets the finish here, actually.
Yeah, I like Cowboy too. I mean, come on, he's got to pay all this alimony. Tough life.
This is such an MMA analysis card. We got Cowboy. We got the Bear Jew.
Grandpa Trinaldo.
We got Grandpa Trinaldo. I mean, this is setting up pretty good.
And it still sucks.
It's a terrible card. I'm not saying
Cowboy is winning. He's probably bettable. But let's see if it comes down a little bit more. See some morons fade in, huge hog, by the way.
I'm going to make my bets Friday.
If we're doing hog analysis on this fight, Cowboy wins first round within the first 2 minutes.
This is a beatdown. Mushroom stamp.
But we can skip the chick fight in this card too, so we can actually go through faster because it's a 7-fight main card. So we should just eliminate a fight. And then
Rodriguez is beating her anyway. There's no point in talking about it. But yeah, so we're talking about Gaz Murad Antigulov taking on. We brought him in. He's here.
Is the Bear Jew COVID vaccine?
Hey guys,
the Bear Jew is here.
Yep, special guest. I don't cut weight.
Thanks for joining us today, Bear Jew.
Yep.
Don't worry. You don't need to speak with an American accent to our audience. You can speak with your native Scottish accent.
Scottish? I don't think I can do a Scottish outside of saying Scottish.
Stop. You don't have to lie to us.
I remember when Dougie and I were in Vegas and we ran into a bunch of like Bear Jews cornermen and stuff when we were just like around in the casinos, and it was a good time. They were good dudes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, Paul.
It was a different time.
Can I call you Paul?
No,
he wasn't there. He was cutting.
Can I call you Bear Jew?
It's the fucking Bear Jew.
Okay.
The fucking Bear Jew.
The fucking Bear Jew.
TFBJ.
TFBJ.
TFBJ. Did you hear about that story? Your cornerman. Your cornermen are friendly with Brad.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course we are.
My girlfriend will be cornering me for this fight.
Oh.
Yes.
He's trying to save
very important piece of information there.
Keep the money in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Brad, knowing that TFBJ is here with us, be careful how you break down this fight.
It doesn't matter if he's here or not. He is facing a terrible Russian.
He is terrible.
We talked a couple weeks ago. We talked a couple weeks ago about how Mickey Gall had some of the worst wins. Like, he had the worst 5 wins in UFC history. This guy, fucking COVID vaccine Antigulov, antibodies here, has UFC wins over Marcos Rogerio de Lima.
Oh, yeah. I remember that fight.
Something called Joachim Christensen.
Oh, that guy was terrible. I remember him too.
And then he's been smoked in the first round by anybody who's even a recognizable fighter.
So I'll tell you originally what happened. I'm in the crew because I am a big ICW fan. Become in the last few years.
Anyways, Lance, picture value.
Crazy. Man, I would not do that.
He's going to lose the fight, and it's going to be quick, I think. He might even get knocked out by the Bear Jew here. So as much as I want to play TFBJ by sub, I think I'm just going to keep it to I can still get a minus 110 on TFBJ, and I'm probably going to play inside the distance at plus 130. But absolutely, look at him getting pumped up over there.
Don't you be getting cocky, TFBJ.
I don't know who the fook this guy I'm fighting is.
All right, new Sean.
These guys are both terrible.
Not both.
Whoa.
These guys are both terrible.
Look, maybe I said it to Brad, and Brad was much nicer, but have some respect. He's on the show.
TFBJ,
be careful what you say here.
TFBJ he's something special. He capitalizes on things where most people wouldn't. There's a positive. Antigulov is terrible. He doesn't throw much. He goes for takedowns, which probably isn't a bad thing for Bear Jew. So I guess that's not the worst thing. I think this is going to be a very, very bad fight. I'll pick Antigulov.
Hey hipster. Hey hipster. What's my finish rate?
In the UFC or just everywhere?
Ever. What's my finish rate?
Doesn't matter.
It's 100%, sir.
100%. There's no luck in 100%.
Every win is a finish.
Next. I only talk to adults. Jay?
Yeah. All right.
It's actually not 100% because you got to draw. So
that didn't count. It was not one of my wins.
Well, I'm really excited.
When I win, I finish.
Also,
I'm really excited about this.
He was just trying to show some respect.
This is the first time we've had a UFC fighter on the show to break down his own fight for our fight fans.
Straight from Abu Dhabi.
Really exciting. Really exciting. Can you tell us how you're going to do it?
Yeah, I'm going with my.
Was so hot.
Yeah, I'm going with my American accent for this one because I don't want to, so you guys can understand me. I played the interview, my older interview. If you guys heard me. If you guys could understand, that's what I was doing earlier.
It's very difficult for us in the western, area of the world.
Way to dumb it down for us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we need.
It's tough when the UFC called me for this matchup. I didn't know who this fellow was, so I looked him up, but I still couldn't find him. It's very hard to spell weird names like that. So I researched him. He's very terrible. He is not very good. He loses to bad guys. He's horrible. He's a bad guy. So I'm either gonna take him down myself or wait till he gasses out, and then he'll take a sloppy shot on me, and then it's over. It's a sub, another finish. I'm gonna keep my finish right there, hipster doofus.
Well,
and go ahead and knock it out.
Thanks for breaking that down for us.
We appreciate you on the podcast.
Now that TFBJ's broken this fight down, Lance, can you break this fight down for us?
Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing. So, Bear Jew.
Do you have any? Oh, I'm glad that you agree with your idol.
I'm playing inside the distance here more than likely. This was like a pick'em like a week ago, and now it's minus 140 just because. I mean, free money. So I get it.
If you know where to look, Lance.
So I just usually just bet on my bookie. It's easier. But I think inside was like plus 130. Because Brad's right. Like, he could totally knock this idiot out. That would not. I mean, he was beating the piss and shit out of Shogun on the feet. Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
He gave Shogun a striking lesson. Watch the first round. Watch that fight. He beat the piss out of Shogun. That was a bad decision, by the way.
Oh, it was a draw. Now I remember. Whoa.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Shogun,
who's also favorite on this card. But just saying,
he's so good. He's one of the best fighters ever, I would say. Is he the best Jewish fighter of all time?
What are our options there, Lance?
It was that one dude who's in Bellator.
Cannonier.
Cannonier's better.
Cannonier's better.
He doesn't count. We've talked about
this.
He counts.
No odd Wahat.
He converted.
There you go.
It's Bear Jew or no odd Wahat. Yeah, and I think Bear Jew is better.
I think
or Sandy.
Wait, who else is there?
That's all.
Is the hobby Jewish?
Who?
No. He's Canadian.
Parisa Hobby's brother.
That doesn't sound like a Jew.
Oh, that guy's terrible anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think of other Jewish fighters in the UFC.
There is none. There's literally been 2.
We might have to farm this out to Twitter to help us here at a later date. We'll come back. We'll touch on this next week. I'm going to pick the Bear Jew too, because Olaf is terrible. At least Bear Jew's shown he can throw some haze on the feet now, and he's super crafty on when it comes to submissions, and he's opportunistic. Take the shot. I like the inside the distance prop.
He's the Jewish Dubronx. He's developed a striking game, and now nothing can stop him.
Could this be a consensus?
No.
By sub?
Well, if we only count people over 22 years old.
Inside the distance. It's only plus 120.
Yeah, the Munich's a lock. Munich bet of the week, the Bear Jew.
Money line or the prop?
Doesn't matter.
After we got screwed out of winning our last one because the guy was on steroids.
And bad decision, too. Yeah, West scored the second round for Ramos. He was like 1-1, third wins it. I was like,
I'm biased, but 1-1 for sure.
Yeah. And then he argued with me about it.
I love West.
God. All right, next, Jay. Actually, next.
Oh, yeah.
Werdum, Gustafsson.
Rodriguez would win, so that's fine. Yes, the return of Gustafsson. Wow. He's back. He's back. After when did he last fight?
Who cares? Where's Rumble?
June 2019, taking on Fatty Werdum. I mean, it's intriguing. Lance left. Bear Jew left. I think one of them left. Both of them left.
They'll be back.
Brad, this is interesting, right?
Is it?
I mean, theoretically it is. I mean, now it would be more interesting if it was 2015, but yeah.
I was going to say 5 years ago would be interesting.
Super interesting 5 years ago.
This was
not just kind of sad.
This was not the light heavyweight coming out of retirement into heavyweight that we are looking forward to.
Absolutely not.
Little lighter skin.
I do have to say that Jones Gustafsson 2 was one of my favorite fights of all time, though. just because everyone was like, "Oh man, the first fight was so close. I think Gus really has it this time."
Yeah,
he's
right.
The better and then he just got destroyed.
Nobody does rematches better than Dwight. Nobody. He's dominant.
Yeah, it's
I think he's finished every single fighter he's fought twice.
This is just a weird fight. Like Gustafsson, I'll be interested to see what he weighs in at. Like if he's a super tub of shit, like Werdum was in his last fight, maybe Werdum can win a decision here, like clinch him up a little bit and land knees. And I see you guys are shaking your head, but Gustafsson is not good. And Werdum is, for all of his, like, I'm a tub of shit faults, if Gustafsson also comes in as a tub of shit, Verdum's better in the clinch than him, and definitely better on the ground. And, like, if this hits the mat at all, Werdum is so much better than Gustafsson. And, like, he's Swedish. Swedish people can't wrestle. So
there was a picture of Gus from, like, 2 weeks ago. He's not a tub of shit. He looks like himself. It looks like Gustafsson if he looks just like
he's 225 pounds.
Yeah, it looks like he just didn't get drawn out.
All right, then he's gonna just dance around and win a decision.
That's exactly what he's gonna do.
It's gonna suck for 15 minutes.
Werdum so good at the last fight though, just in shape, ready to roll, taking this seriously. I think Rumble can come in and fight both of them at once.
Insane night, back to back.
Ooh, Rumble versus Gustafsson and Werdum at the same time. What would you line it?
That's even.
No takedowns. If there was no takedown rule.
Yeah, no takedowns.
If there's no takedowns.
Just punching Rumble and Werdum.
He could knock each of them out with one hand.
Double punch.
And then he'd be like, have you seen his Instagram? All he does is post pictures of him smoking weed.
Good stuff.
I love Rumble.
Gustafsson was never a guy that seemed like he had a hard time cutting weight. Like he's not a shredded dude or anything like that. Like he's always been kind of a little bit flabby, and I guess there was no way of him doing anything at light heavyweight, so I guess he just said fuck it and I'll come back at heavyweight because it's a dumpster fire. Werdum looked absolutely fucking horrible in that Oleinik fight. There's no way around that. I don't know what the hell he was thinking with that game plan. Just basically go for clinch knees and get lit up. Other than that,
he got beat up so bad
against Oleinik. But Gustafsson did not look good against Anthony Smith, save for the third round. I was on him big there, and that was pretty disappointing. I think Gustafsson likely wins a decision. A line that was weird that I saw, Gustafsson inside the distance is extremely low. I actually took the other side. I took not Gus by decision, or not Gus inside the distance at minus 145 for 2 units. Verdum's tough. Like, he doesn't really get finished, and Gustafsson's not really a big finisher. And at heavyweight, I don't really see it. I also sprinkled a half a unit on Werdum by sub at plus 750. I think that's crazy high considering Gustafsson's ground game. And if this does hit the mat, it can get dicey. But yeah, I think Gustafsson wins decision, but that's just a crazy number to me. Like, he's not a finisher. Why is he plus 110 to finish?
Because he's a finisher.
He's not.
Yeah,
who is he finished?
Almost everyone that's
inside of 3 minutes
at the level of pregnant Werdum.
So the last time he finished a guy inside of 3 rounds was Jimmy Manoa in 2014.
Exactly.
Werdum is extremely overweight. Obviously didn't train. Obviously doesn't care. Older than Grandpa Trinaldo, and took a 3-year break because the steroids didn't work. And, I think maybe that's a good thing for Gus. Going up a weight class, took some time off. Heavyweight sucks. Yep. I mean, this is how bad heavyweight is. If Gus beats Werdum, who's unranked, I bet Gus is top 10 heavyweight.
Easily.
Monday. Yep. Why not go to heavyweight? Cut weight and fight losers. And there's not a lot of wrestlers either. So he's going to be fighting guys and he's still going to be the longer guy. He's still going to have the bigger reach on most of these guys. I think it's a good move for Gus. He been at light heavyweight. He wasn't getting back to a title shot probably. I mean, losing to Anthony Smith is embarrassing. I mean, he's terrible.
I'd leave the weight division
in the way that he did.
Yeah. You should leave the division forever if you lose Anthony Smith. But I think in this fight, man, I cannot get over how bad Werdum looked.
He was terrible.
And to think a month later he's going to be in shape and he's going to have all these good. He's
that
going
was
to come
the
in
start
like
of his training camp, Lance.
Yeah, he's good.
That was his first week.
He's going to come in as a fat tub of shit again, and
prove me wrong.
He's going to throw these stupid knees again, and he's not even going to try to take him down. So I like Gustafsson pretty easily here.
Yeah, I have to agree with Lance. I mean, Gustafsson's going to dance around Werdum. He's so much faster. He's so much more nimble, and he's going to pepper Werdum. Show me otherwise. I mean, Werdum just was not able to move very well against Oleinik, and it was a sloppy fight, and he barely won that fight. He almost lost the fight to Oleinik, straight up.
He did
lost
lose.
The fight to Oleinik.
He did lose.
Oleinik got the decision.
Yeah, what? He lost that fight.
Yeah,
on all cards.
Over 2.5 here is.
I understand how you blacked out. We all blacked out in that fight. Werdum basically didn't even think about fighting until the third round. And then at one point he had him mounted. I think it was in the second round. he had him like mounted, and then
he went for an armbar.
Olenek just kind of like stood up and was like started punching him again. Like Werdum.
Well, Werdum started sweating out all the grease, so it made Olenek slippery.
Got a little slippery. Yeah.
He's a fat 42-year-old.
He's still a tough.
This is a 3-round. This is a 3-round fight too, which I think also favors.
Oh, he'll be 43 next week.
You think that favors?
Happy birthday, Werdum.
Yeah, because we saw with Anthony Smith, the 4th round came. I mean, coming back from retirement, I think 3 rounds plays better for him. Yeah.
This card sucks so bad. This is the worst. If Bear Jew wasn't on this card, I think I would pretend it didn't happen. God, this card sucks. Next, let's go to fucking Shogun versus Little Nog.
Number 3.
Why is this happening? Why are these guys still fighting?
This is who these guys should be fighting at this point in their career.
They shouldn't be fighting anybody.
I agree. I've said the same thing. As soon as I saw this fight announced, I'd be like, well, it's better than them fighting anybody else. Literally anyone else.
These guys to young 205ers to get a name when you could just be like, okay, this is a fairly safe fight. Nobody's going to get too hurt probably, and old men are going to fight each other.
But co-main event?
I mean, it's just name stuff at this point. Probably, honestly, I'm convinced the Sheiks want to see these two. They want to see Shogun. They're like, ooh, Shogun. We saw them 15 years ago. We want to see them again.
The Sheiks, they don't get pay-per-views, so they've only seen Pride events from like 15 to 20 years ago.
Or they saw like whatever when UFC went to like Abu Dhabi, whatever years they went, and it's like, oh, we remember that guy. He was cool, great music. Love he has action.
I get why the UFC is doing it. I get that part of it. It just this card. This is the final fight island card. It's 15 fights of garbage, and then 14 fights of garbage, and a motherfucking Bear Jew. But man, this. Shogun's gonna win, maybe. Who cares? Let's move on.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. He looked fucking horrible against.
Dog is 44.
TFB.
How can he win this?
He's 44, and he's lost to Shogun twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shogun can't walk. His knees are absolutely.
He doesn't need to. He's gonna knock him out.
He's gonna. No, he's gonna. I think he's gonna take him down, get on top of him, and elbow the shit out of his face. Why would he stand up? If they stand up, Little Nog's going to box his face off. That's the only way Little Nog can win. Because if you stand in front of Little Nog, even at 44, he's probably going to box your face off. And we saw that with the Sam Alvey fight or one of those fights recently.
Yep.
Shogun is going to take him down very, very easily, probably instantly mount him, and then just punch and elbow him until it's either stopped or Shogun just takes a nap on his chest.
Mid-fight nap for the two.
I'm betting this fight. I am betting Shogun.
I'm hoping for the second one because I bet Shogun by decision at plus 350.
Oh, I want no parts of this fight.
I think he gets a finish. I can't see a 44-year-old guy even lasting 15 minutes.
It's the guy who knows how to grapple, though.
It's going to be hot there.
Hold on for dear life.
Could get sweaty.
Shogun Ua.
Him by TKO is plus 170, Lance. Him inside is plus 130.
I think it's yeah. I'm probably just gonna put him in a parlay with Gustafsson maybe, just to make sure I don't fall asleep before the main event.
Yeah,
that's an ugly.
Shogun and Hellboy.
This over/under on the time for this card from start to finish.
9 hours.
7.5 hours.
15 fights. I'm gonna say 8 hours.
I hope
maybe 7.5.
I hope it's 15 decisions just to
it's
make
on
ESPN.
So you're not getting ESPN Plus fucking
pacing. It's got to be over.
It's got to be.
They're really getting all that UFC airtime in while the other sports are trying to start back up. So they don't want to have basketball all day anymore.
Yeah.
Well, we got baseball tomorrow.
8 hours.
Who cares?
There's another sport that takes 7 hours to play. So.
Baseball's kind of like lacrosse, where like when you see it and there's nobody in the crowd, you're just like, "Hey, this is normal."
Yeah, this is May baseball.
I don't think it's as bad as lacrosse attendance.
It is now.
It depends what city you're in.
Yeah, that is a definitely.
That is true. But overall, so last year the baseball average attendance was 28,000 a game. That's not bad.
That's a lie.
That's inflated by like 6 teams though.
That's the paid tickets. That includes all the like business purchase season ticket
that
holders.
Don't show up.
Yeah, it's like 6,000.
Yeah, of course it does. I'm thinking betting Shogun too. Maybe Shogun and Cowboy go Brazil parlay.
Go
scary.
All right, main event.
Main event. I'm tired.
Robert Whittaker, former champion, versus Darren Till. Okay. Brad, interesting. Not interested.
It's all right. It's a pretty decent fight. I've got a bet on Whittaker at -110, so I'll save you the drama of my breakdown. But Darren Till is still a one-armed fighter. He's been in the UFC for like a decade, and he still hasn't figured out that he's allowed to throw punches and kicks with the right side of his body. So, yeah, I think that Whittaker is better than him. I don't know how else to put it. He throws more things and more things. So he's probably going to win this fight. I think that it's probably going to be a decision. So, yeah. Oh, the battery's really dying. Look at him sprint there. Look at that speed.
He's worried.
But yeah, I think Whittaker probably takes a decision here. But there's always danger with him because he leaves himself open to get countered. And, Till's got a little bit of power. But I think Whittaker has more volume, more variety, takes the decision.
Okay.
I can fit 2 large cups of coffee in this.
How many beers, though?
Is that a Ninja Turtles coffee cup?
How many beers, though?
Yep. Why would I put beers in my coffee mug, Jay?
Because it's
what kind of heathen would put beer in their coffee mug?
You can wash it.
Every morning, I do 2 large Keurigs right in this thing as soon as I get up. And then I slug that down.
And then I do it again. Whiskey.
Yeah.
That's for the afternoon.
Only a mook requires coffee.
You don't drink coffee?
No, don't need it.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I drink so much coffee. I drink just disgusting amounts of coffee.
That's because you keep putting all those other downers in your body, so you need it.
Like what?
The chewing tobacco.
I don't chew. I dip.
That's good for you.
Yep, same shit.
That's a downer?
Tobacco.
Yes. Where'd you been?
Nicotine is a fucking downer.
It makes me happy. It brings me happy.
No, that's the coffee.
Jay, have you ever felt the little buzz that you get from a good dip?
Oh, you don't.
No, I don't dip. I've never
that
dipped.
only lasts.
Well, then you don't know. You can't talk about it.
The last thing I want is mouth cancer. It's fucking
that buzz from dip only lasts for the first couple months. That hasn't happened in like 20 years.
That's why I only do it.
Take a break, Lance. You.
That's why I only do it every 3 months or so.
Yeah, same.
Cigars have a different buzz than cigarettes or other alcohol. All have different buzzes and different things.
I wish I didn't dip, but it's healthy.
That is one thing.
So you don't get it for sure.
It doesn't cause cancer, Jay. They had to change. They had to change the cans. Look it up.
That's America.
That's something. I don't. Buy
it doesn't. They can't prove it causes cancer anymore. So on the cans now, it doesn't say this will cause cancer. It says like
cigarettes don't cause cancer either.
Cigarettes do cause cancer.
Definitely cause cancer.
They have the same chemicals.
Every other part of the world says chewing tobacco still causes cancer.
Because it's still.
I'm telling you, look it up. Long cut dip does not.
We'll talk about this next week.
See, look, they had to change the can where it just says it's not a safe alternative to cigarettes because they can't put on anymore. And then the back it says
that's America.
Addictive.
The rest of us.
No,
how many of those do you go through? How fast can you go through one of those containers?
How much money do you think the tobacco lobby threw at them to make them change that label?
To remove that. They found some fucked up study.
So cigarettes are 100 times worse because it does a bunch of stuff internally with your lungs. Dip doesn't do that.
Except it fucks your mouth up, which is
my doctor told me not. Like I don't even have to quit. He was like, just move it around. It's my dentist.
Hell of a doctor.
Thing.
That's that American healthcare system right there.
My dentist was like, yeah, just move it. You look good.
Just move it around. Just make
I'm
sure you don't put it in the same spot.
Dip is, unless you're dipping snuff, and maybe chewing tobacco is different. I don't know, but dip.
How many of those do you go through? How long does it take you to get through one of those containers?
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, I judge it on logs, Jay.
Jesus Christ.
Lance, can you do the snap with the disc?
How else? I mean, yeah. Once you dip, you don't do like in high school. You're like,
yeah. That's
when you actually dip, you just go like this once because you just don't. You're not.
So that container, like 2 days, 3 days.
I just wanted to hear the noise. It's a beautiful.
This
sound.
one container.
I don't know. How long does it take? I don't know how much you're doing. You weirdo.
I usually do this in 4 days.
Oh my god.
This is my
yeah,
average.
that's definitely not causing any kind of damage to your mouth.
Are you doing it right now?
Not cancer. It can cause other things, but not cancer.
You're surprised you're not dipping right now, are you? Or are you?
I'm about to.
Oh, you're about to.
You can just tell by his voice when he's dipping.
Yeah.
I put in fat. See, the reason I also go through more dip is I put in fatties too.
Huge lipper.
Cannons, baby.
Yeah. You got
anyways.
Where were we?
Fight.
I think I was going to talk about Darren Till.
Who?
I put a bet on Darren Till. I think Robert Whittaker is washed. I think all those wars with Romero getting dropped that many times, getting flatlined by Adesanya multiple times, I don't think he can take it. Now, there is a lot of concern because, like Brad said, Darren Till only throws with his left side of his body, and he does not throw much. So it is a bit sketchy, but this is kind of just a fade on Whittaker at this point in his career. I could be wrong. I think if Till doesn't get him out of there early, I think Whittaker, if he's on his game, he'll get Till. He'll get Till out of there. Because anytime Till has been hit clean by anybody with a decent striking, he's gone down. So I took Till at plus 120 for 2 units. I also took the under 4.5 at minus 114 for 2 units because I do think this is definitely going to end in inside the distance, unlike Brad.
You know what I think? Every time I'm like, you know what? Yoel Romero really had the athleticism to get to Robert Whittaker. I'm like, you know who else could do that? Whitest guy ever, Darren Till.
He is very.
He does have power in that left hand. It's just unfortunately he throws it once every 2 minutes.
Do you think if he wasn't doing the weird face thing on social media every day, that this line would even be close to even?
I don't follow him anymore.
I think people are legitimately worried about Whittaker's durability at this point in his career. I think that's why the number is where it is. Skill-wise, Whittaker is the much better fighter. He's had the much better wins. There's no guessing that. I just think he is done at this point.
Dipmeister, can you tell us something about this? What do you got?
Me?
Yeah, the Dipmeister. There's no one else dipping here.
So I just read. There's this article, Jay. I'll send you from 2017, where the FDA said in the entire year there were 0 deaths due to cancer from dip.
Because very few people are using that dip anymore. But yeah, I get it.
Very few people use dip.
This dip. When you put your hands upon your hips, you dip, I dip, we dip.
You should start dipping, Jay. It's good for you.
I'll pass. Steve,
shout outs to Matt Vico, because I'm sure he's hitting up glory holes right now.
Yeah, I saw that
right now.
He said something like, "This is my time to shine."
Oh, right.
Like that.
Oh, yeah, he loves them. I didn't know
the
you
British
had.
Columbia government is promoting using glory holes as a way of reducing risk of.
You put it on
COVID.
the screen. We saw it.
Oh, I know, but not everybody knows that.
I didn't know you had legal. I didn't know you had state-funded glory holes. Is that a British Columbia thing, or is that an all Canada thing?
It's new. It's going to be good.
See, it's making its waves across the country.
Really?
Jay, we've got a spike right now. We're up to 450 cases a day.
While this show was recorded, we probably just had 10,000. While this was being recorded,
we're going down in the key places. Just you watch.
And just to clarify for the non-baseball players or non-Southerners, dip and chew, completely different products, different things. You hear that a lot. Chew is what the old school baseball players with the bag that you took.
Yeah, chewing tobacco. That's chewing tobacco.
Yeah, this is not chew. This is dip.
Chew looks
cool. Chew
cool.
comes in a bag. Tastes like raisin
I'd rather chew on a tobacco
tastes like raisin
than whatever
brand?
the fuck kind of lead and all kind of other bullshits in that
chew
stuff.
tastes like old I can't do 2. It's gross.
Have you never dipped either, Sean?
It's not that bad.
No, I have. I puked. I did it twice. Puked.
That's not surprising.
Yeah,
You're quite the pussy.
I know. Well, I had like a cold, so I was like kind of sniffling and shit like that.
Oh,
while I
sure,
had it in.
What a jokester we got over
You
here.
couldn't have made it on the wrestling team, New Sean.
And then I had Red Man. I was just sitting in class. My buddy's like, "Oh yeah, you can swallow it. It's fine." So I just sat in class swallowing my saliva.
No, that's gross.
Yeah,
she was gross.
So then I was good. I was no thanks.
Lance, when Vegas actually opens up again, or maybe we'll get those Luca offers of
I saw that.
3 free nights and like
the win.
$1 million in credits.
Some buffets.
Yeah, maybe we'll teach Sean how to dip.
Well, I still technically have a flight and a hotel.
Technically
for October in Vegas.
Could cancel.
Good luck, sir.
Well, I haven't canceled it yet because I can cancel it right before. So I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping, I don't know why.
You should threaten to cancel and see what you'll get out of it. Maybe they'll give
you like
$150.
Free cruise. Yeah, I'm ripping them up. I was going to go anyway. Here's 1,200 Kelton units.
It's not going to get you very far.
I have Whittaker here. I think people confuse their liking Darren Till because he's funny. He seems like a fun guy. His interviews are hilarious, and you want to like.
You can't understand him.
Yeah, he's not that good. He's really not that good. I thought, what was it? His last fight was the Kelvin fight, and that was a close fight. He didn't blow Kelvin out of the water or anything. I thought Kelvin looked like shit, and I'm just not convinced. I don't know. I think this is the perfect fight for Whittaker to get back on track. I think he lands some big shots, and I think he could possibly get him out of here. But Till is a tough motherfucker, so it wouldn't surprise me if he survives. Now, I do think if Till does have a chance at winning, I think it's outlasting Whittaker. I think it's being that tough fucking guy and just keep eat his shots. And I don't know. We'll see if something's wrong with Whittaker. After that last fight and how he looked. And I think we would see that in the later rounds. And if Till can eat his best shots, I think that's where we see it. I just don't know if he can. And I think Whittaker is just clearly the better overall fighter here. So we'll see.
Okay. I'm going to side with Robert Whittaker, but it's Nushan does make some points. He went in some wars with Yoel Romero. He's not the champion anymore. It's kind of a different mindset. We tend to see fighters that had like a little bit of a reign as champion, and once they lose the title, they kind of fall apart a bit. Like we just kind of saw it with Tyron Woodley, just a couple months back. But I mean, Till just is not active enough for me. Like if this fight goes beyond the first round, it's really hard to see Till win because he's never going to have the volume necessary to win a decision over Robert Whittaker. I just don't see how that's possible. But that, early on, if Whittaker is really kind of diminished from the damage he's taken, could be trouble. Maybe even a live bet's a better scenario after round 1.
Man, you thought this card was rough. Have you looked at next week's card?
No, I have not.
Is that the home card?
No,
he ain't on it anymore.
Can we break down Bellator?
Edmund.
Well, no, I'm done. I think the fact that Derek Brunson is headlining a UFC card is enough to not look at the rest of the card and just know
my
it's
favorite
part
is all of the people that are like, man, that's a pretty decent headliner.
Oh my god!
What are you talking about?
Who said that?
Another person from Toronto.
You need to remove those people from your timeline because
they get retweeted in there or like favorited.
These people, they have.
This is one of the worst.
I haven't muted anyone or blocked anyone on Twitter ever. And I still won't.
Calvillo headline.
I believe in free speech, guys.
Oh.
The funny thing is, this is a gigantic upgrade over the old headliner. And that's bad the old headliner is. And they were like, we're going to rebook Home Aldano as the main event in October.
No, don't do that.
Take a hint. Brunson's 36.
We're getting 36. Frankie, I saw the signs next week. Holy
Ooh, wait, I'm going to look
Ed Herman?
Whoa, he's back.
Luke Sanders?
Whoa.
There's a non-boring Russian. Timur Valiev is on this card.
I forget him.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, you forget him because you only like boring Russians.
Yeah.
He's 30. He's from Dagestan.
Luke A and Randy Brown should be
that'll be fun.
Well,
anyway,
fun show, guys.
Out of here.
We're done.
Let's do it.
I like how we kept the 15 fight card to an hour and 45 minutes. Maybe Wes is the problem.
Marcus. Oh wait, Spicely's on this card.
know it.
Jesus.
Yeah, that card is. We're gonna have some fun breaking down that fight card next week.
Yeah,
I'll need to get into the beers real early before that show.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be fun. We'll talk next week, I guess.
Bear Jew.
Goodbye, Bear Jew. Thanks for joining us. Special guest Bear Jew.
Munich. The Munich plays lock this week. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good one.